This guy. I see you, silly face. This guy is the most aggressive courter of the ladies. And the least aggressive breeder. Sir, get your business together. Good morning, Mr. Independent. He was just screaming bloody murder for his mom. Which is funny because he's always been very, very independent. Oh, that was a good jump. What is up, y'all? Welcome back. Come on, you little heifers. I gotta close these doors. I'm so not good at what I do. You know, there are days, though, that I wake up and I say, I own a goat farm. It's weird. But they're cute. They're lovable. Sometimes they're tiny. You gotta breed the big ones. Oh, man, there we go. Look at this. Look at the quality. Look at the quality. Hand in front of camera. Making money on goats. How do we do it? Why do we do it? Easy way to get started making money on goats. Why do we do it? I don't know. Somebody thought we needed goats one day, and now we have goats. If you guys are familiar with chicken math or whatever math you use, that's how goat math works. You start with 2. Bye, ladies. And no, thanks, stay there. And then you end up with, well, 42 at our peak, and then 28 right now, I think. And I would say, for those asking, the easiest way to make money on goats, tough question. There's easy, and if it's, I don't know how to say stuff sometimes, so I just say it honestly. If it's easy, is it worth doing? Is it easy? If it's easy, is it worth having? If everybody had a 6-pack, nobody would really care. It's about having a 6-pack. It wouldn't be desirable. It wouldn't be, it would just be a thing. So I would have to say, start with learning everything you can about goats. Now, I'm very much a hands-on guy, so hold on. So I think you can learn everything that you can learn, and then when reality hits and you're on the ground and you're looking at this little butterball and he gets sick and you freak out and you don't know what to do, then reality kicks in. Then you have to, even though you think you know your stuff, your brain is tumbling about and you get confused and you know, you make mistakes and things happen. But I would say try to find reputable dealers. Talk to everybody you know that has goats. See if they really, truly like the goats that they got from the person. We try our very, very, very best to raise good, strong, healthy goats. Every now and then we fail at that. Very first goat I ever sold to a girl that was a vet tech, and one of them got sick and died, and we don't know why. She doesn't know why, and we replaced that goat. Be a good person. Honey, you're getting a little big for that. I think not necessarily buying registered stock provides you with necessarily quality goats, but it is an indicator of effort put in to create lines, and you can look at the pedigrees and you can see stars and pluses and all that kind of stuff, and that's, you know, an indication that people have put in an effort. But at the end of the day, guys, you might have something on your property that doesn't go well with your goat. You might have coccidia. You might get coccidia from a farm that you buy a goat from. It's everywhere. I think we originally brought coccidia to our farm from chickens and or a goat. Chickens get it, dogs get it, cats, everybody. Hi. Get yourself a cookie. But at the end of the day, do your best. Educate yourself on best practices. This is a tough one for me because I believe strongly that you should not own an animal if you cannot afford to feed it well, and more importantly, afford a vet visit if it becomes necessary. We don't do vet visits unless it's necessary, but that is based on our already base knowledge, us having already taken goats to the vet many times and had the vet confirm that what we were doing was the right thing to do and continue that practice. And so that's how you learn, probably from the top down, if that's what you want to do. But I honestly feel like if you're scraping pennies together to take your goat to the, we're not rich, but I know I have enough money available that if I have to take a goat to the vet, I can do that. If I have to take 2, if I have to take 5, if I have to take 10. It could have been anywhere else. It could have been anywhere else. You are not gonna, move your booty, move your booty. You're not gonna pee, I don't care, you're not gonna pee up there as well, you little weenie. She was trying to crouch, get her pee on. Why would you have patience, an extreme amount of patience sometimes is necessary. But I would say after all of that, after you've educated yourself, after you've think and thought you can do, you can always contact your local vet and see if they have a small ruminant specialist, which would be your goats, sheep. Ask them questions. If your vet is not willing to at least give you basic information, look for another vet. I guess meds, learn about all the meds. There's a fantastic Facebook page. It's called Emergency Goat Vet page, or Emergency Goat page. It is run and operated and adminned by actual vets. And they always have they always have enough admins on hand to answer emergency questions all the time. We've never had a problem getting a quick response from that page. Now, in Ohio, understand your environment. I know in the winter, the wind is coming out of the north, that way, from the house direction. For you guys that know, it is critical. You have to know your environment. I don't know how else to say it. I can't tell you every aspect of every environment in the country. I know in the winter, the wind's going to be coming out of the north. It's going to be nasty, and they need to be, in our opinion, in my opinion, in a 4-wall structure. Now, we have loads and loads of farms around here that have a 3-wall structure. I don't know how they fared last year when Elliott came through, because Elliott came up out of the south. It was a blizzard. It blew for 3 days. We were at -32 wind chill for 3 days straight. I don't know how animals would have survived in the outdoors with that. And if I had a structure built, it would be blocking wind from the north, and the wind would have just been blowing up out of the south. Probably would have killed everybody. Just try to get as much stuff in. Did I mention, I think I said something about patience. And part of the knowledge of goats is understanding that if a goat can, a goat will. If a goat can get its head through the fence, it'll get its head stuck in the fence. If a goat can chew on a metal chain hanging down from the door that I always hang up, I always hook that up, they will. If she can get it stuck in her throat or her jaw, she probably would. Ay, 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 ay. Understand goats are like having perpetual 2-year-olds. If they can, they will. If they can jump off of it and break something, they will. If they can break the thing itself, they will. If they can break their leg, they will. If they can fall in a hole, they will. They're just... I want to say at the end of that, though, goats will change your life. You guys know our story. I've told it many times. And we went from boats to goats. And this is where we are now, and I wouldn't trade 1 second of it. I would trade some seconds. I would like to have some back that didn't make it. And I cannot just put out, you know, one of those 5 things to know before owning goats. I can't do that because that is too base level at its best. But I think I also can't put out a video on how to make money on goats quick and easy, because I think anything quick and easy isn't worth having. You're not going to go through the struggle. You're not going to go through the fight. You're not going to learn. You're not going to appreciate. And you're not going to care for your goats in the way that, in my opinion, I think you should. I think if you are responsible for an animal, then you should have the base knowledge. At a minimum, the base knowledge of everything that you think you need to know in order to keep that animal safe, healthy, happy. It's not just about being safe and healthy. I think happy is a big, big priority for goats. And I watched this one nearly die when she lost her sister. They were so connected. And Brownie passed away, and Cookie is who Cookie is today because of that. Because she never, I mean, I don't know how she didn't die. I mean, she just quit. Goats, people get mad at me all the time because they think I'm just trying to upsell them and force them into buying 2 goats. I don't care. I don't want your money if that's what you think. Goats are herd animals. They need another goat. I have seen scenarios where goats get along well with horses and cows and dogs. But again, in my opinion, goats on goats. They need that goat interaction and the love and the understanding and the talking. Now, don't go in the comments and tell me about how your goat lives with your horse. I think that's great. But I think that goat would be, yeah, we're doing this, would be better off with another goat. And what I watched this one go through when Brownie nearly died, I mean, I really don't. She wanted to die and just couldn't. And she never bonded back with another goat in the herd, which is why she's kind of an enigma to me, because she's friends with everyone and she's friends with no one. She listens to no rules. She's not the queen, doesn't want to be the queen. She's not at the bottom. She's not at the top. She's not in the middle. She's just Cookie, and she's so unique. And I think having lost her sister the way she did, I think just what she went through, and she is who she is. She has the respect of everyone, but I don't think she's friends with anyone. If I had to pick someone who she would definitely see, and I can't even do that. I could do that if Streusel was up and about. I could do that easily. I would say it's 100% Streusel. But she does spend probably the majority of her time with Muffin. Now, Muffin's coming off a little bit of a worm issue, so you can see she's a little bit ribby. But her eyes are starting to look good, and she's fattening back up a bit. Don't look at these heifers. I keep telling you that. Jersey cow goats. But you can see on her ribs, you can't see her ribs. So she's got good meat coverage. That's just the way they've always been. And this is probably the most important thing I could tell you after you get goats, is to know them. I say it all the time. I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. Okay, so I've laid down a bit of a base on what I personally think you should do before you even purchase a goat. And If you're not willing to do that, you shouldn't be out there making money off of goats. I see, oh my gosh, we run into and we see backyard breeders all the time. People send me pictures. I've looked at, I've seen stuff and I'm like, that is not a Nigerian dwarf. I don't even know what that is. And I get people when we put goats up for sale that are like, I'll give you 50 bucks. And I'm like, I don't know what you don't understand. So could you get some goats, breed them, make some quick, easy money, probably ruin their lives? Yep, you sure can. People do it all the time. Should you? Absolutely not. Okay, hold on. This is why we do it, and this is why we try to do it right. And the people that tell me that you can't have goats like this unless you raise bottle babies are full of hooey. I've never raised a bottle baby in my life intentionally. But this little guy, oh, me, was just climbing. I don't need to explain to you guys that our goats come up to us for love and pets. Well, I'm sorry. I had to put you down. I can't carry you all day. I mean, I can. Maybe I get a little backpack. But I cannot, I'm sorry, I cannot just throw out a video like, here's how you make money on goats. So all of that I just said, start there. If you think that's something you want to do, then go from there. I give you all that information because I didn't start there. We didn't start there. We went out to buy sheep and we ended up coming home with, well, we didn't come home with goats. We bought goats and then we bought more goats and we bought more goats and we went through the rough of it. Now we had done a lot of research watching Donnell, watching Donnell's Weed 'em and Reap and watching Blue Cactus. We watched lots of other channels. We didn't like what they were doing, so we stopped watching them. We focused on the ones we thought were doing it right, the way we would want to do it. You guys can get down to base level, like buy your goats, put them out in the field, let them breed, let them kid in the field, go pick up the babies and sell them. I mean, I know people who do that. I know a guy that used to do that. He's out of goats now, but that works. You just got to be willing to accept more dead loss. I can't tell you the number of times he said he's found 3, 4, 5, 6 babies piled up in a goat house out in the field. And they froze to death because all the babies got in there and tried to keep warm overnight, and mom didn't find them or couldn't find them or didn't care. And he found a pile of, 6 babies frozen to death in a house in the middle of the field. So I just, we learned some things the hard way. Most of the stuff we had on lockdown before we even really got into goats too deep. Day one, we're like, holy crap, we need more knowledge. And so we found it. And all that said, I think the easiest possible way to make money on goats is obviously breed and sell. Set your prices to your quality. Now, I say that, and I do believe our goats are higher quality than we charge for them, because part of what we do is we want to just share the love and spread the love of goats, and we want everybody to have goats. I want to drive down the road and see goats in every yard. So I don't want to outprice people who really want goats, who would be really good with goats. And we've had some fantastic, good night. I think this year has been the best group of buyers we've ever had. They listened ahead of time, bought the necessary dewormers, vitamins, minerals, foods. One group of people had everything. I send two things. When you buy a goat from us, you get my cell phone number. You can text me at any time, night or day. Ask me any question. This is what I see. This is what's happening. I need help. You can do that. I would, if you text me at 4 in the morning, I might not get it until 6 or 7, but I try. I really, really, really try. And that is because we sold a goat to a couple once who had, raised goats all their lives as kids. That's different. You're not responsible for the actual welfare of the goat. You're responsible for going out and feeding them and watering them. The goat ended up having coccidia. The guy texted me on day 7. He said, goat can't stand, goat barely lifting head, won't drink, won't eat. I said, diarrhea? Yes. How long has a goat had diarrhea? 6 days. Well, 3 days of diarrhea and then hasn't pooped since. I said, good, call your vet and dig a hole. He made me so angry. I don't normally speak to people that way, but that's my answer. Call your vet and dig a hole because your goat's going to die. There's literally nothing anybody can do to bring that goat back. He called the vet, and by the time the vet called him back, the goat had already died. Very few people in the world have my cell phone number, and every person who's ever bought a goat from us has it. And to not use it is beyond me. And that, anyway, moving on. Buying, breeding, and selling is your best bet. Don't overprice yourself. Don't underprice yourself. When you price too low, you get people crawling out of the woodwork who want a goat for 5 minutes, don't have any information, knowledge, any base. They think they want goats. Yours are cheap. They buy them. They don't care. They die. They don't care. I can't live with that because of this. I cannot. But that'd be your fastest, easiest way to make money with goats. You can also get super challenging in that. You can get better dairy lines. You can do milk testing. You can do shows. You can show your goat, win some ribbons, beef up your price a little bit. This is the ribbons that they've won. This is blah, blah, blah. This is their dairy lines. This is their milk test results. You know, put in that effort. You can sell higher quality goats for more money. Next would be, I think that would pretty much cover everything. If you have solid dairy lines, if you have good milk stars and you've dairy tested and you've done all the tests that you can do to prove out your animals, then I think you would end up going on to secondary products, which is what we would fall into, which is goat milk soap, which would be a good business to get into. It's not easy, for sure. You have to have good dairy lines in order to produce milk, to produce soap. So if you're not getting enough milk, then obviously you're going to struggle. When you guys found us, we had just dried off all the girls. So we basically had the milk we had, and we had to break that up. And I can't go into that too much time. I think that would be your next easiest bet, would be secondary products, soap, lotions. We don't dabble in lotions because it requires too many chemicals that I've seen that I don't want to put in our product as stabilizers and things like that. I think if you make a really good quality goat milk soap, you won't need lotion. You could do just about, I can't go down the line of everything, but the most common things are soap and cheese. Now, I started down the cheese road. I had people as far as North Carolina driving up here to buy my cheese. And so I thought originally that's where we started, like we might make a business out of this. I started looking into that. So you're gonna have to get with your local code enforcement, the FDA, and figure out what's required for you to produce a milk product that people consume. So if you're making cheese, for instance, we were gonna make cheese, I would have either A, had to build a brand new kitchen onto my brand new house, or B, rent a commercial kitchen. None of those were feasible options for me. It's not something I wanted to do or even get into doing. There's a lot of red tape, there's health inspections, all the things that are probably necessary. And only the goat milk could go into that kitchen. I can't decide that I want to cook a second turkey at Thanksgiving in that kitchen. So, I mean, you could sneak that. But anyway, goat milk goes in, goat milk product comes out. And it just wasn't something that we wanted to do. So really, just to break it down, know your goats, know how to take care of them, find some support groups. breed good goats, have more than one goat, sell the goats, and or sell secondary products. And that's as easy as looking up what products can you make from milk and go from there. And that is all. And we will see you tomorrow.